From a worker discovering more than 40 skeletons of whales to a marble coffin preserving the body of a girl for centuries, these are the most amazing discoveries scientists still can't explain. The world is full of mysteries, some explainable and some unexplainable. In recent times, some discoveries have left us with far more questions than answers, especially disturbing the greatest minds of this world. In this video, we're going to be talking about unexplained mysteries and discoveries that seem a bit out of place. It's a fascinating look at puzzles both ancient and modern. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. First off, let's talk about the 40 skeletons. It was a normal day for a group of workers working on repairing the coastal highway in Chile. But then things took an interesting turn. Everyone stopped working when something unusual was discovered. A worker had spotted a bone coming out of the ground. The workers started digging more and more, and they were able to find not one, not 10, but more than 40 skeletons. But at the time, nobody had any idea who the skeletons belonged to. When experts investigated the site, they found out that they were whale skeletons. These skeletons were found on the top of a 120-foot high cliff in the Atacama Desert, far from any ocean. Local legend says that the area was once the coastline of an ancient sea. Locals have also long known that a certain region of Chile contained the bones of ancient whales and could even spot some of them sticking out of rocks. In the official investigation, it was revealed that these whale skeletons were between 2 million and 7 million years old. It was disturbing that so many skeletons were found at the same place since whale skeletons are usually found one at a time. Scientists couldn't help but raise questions about how so many animals so high on the food chain were killed and preserved in the same location. The researchers also revealed that the skeletons were nearly all complete, and many had similar death poses which were belly up and facing the same direction. This could mean only one thing. All of them died together after washing ashore. It is a fact that when whales fall ill, they tend to beach themselves. But how more than 40 whales ended up in the same spot remains a mystery that is yet to be solved. Now let's talk about another amazing discovery that left the world shocked. This happened back in 1972 at a mining site in Siberia. Some workers were digging in the mining area to clear the land before extracting the coal, but when they were about 72 meters deep, one miner hit with his shovel a marble coffin that was stuck underground. The men knew immediately that they had to see what was inside. So without wasting any time, they started to extract it. After much difficulty, the miners were able to bring the coffin to the surface. The mysterious coffin was much heavier than they thought. When the coffin was opened, the miners were shocked to find the body of a young woman inside. According to the report, her body appeared as if she had died just a few hours ago. Not only that, but most of the coffin contained a pink liquid. It is said that as soon as the body was removed from the liquid, it began to decompose in a few hours. That is when the authorities were called, and the coffin along with the liquid was immediately transported to a scientific laboratory. Now, researchers have spent years studying the mysterious liquid that kept the woman's body so young for so long, but they have not been able to reach an answer. Some scientists have concluded that the formula of the liquid had altered over the years. This phenomenon made it impossible to reverse engineer it and figure out what exactly the liquid was made of. However, one thing is clear. This mystery has challenged the minds of scientists for many centuries. Next up, we have the Graveyard of the Giants in Zozia village in Jinan City. A shocking discovery was made back in 2017. It was during this time that skeletal remains were discovered. But it wasn't the remains that made this discovery interesting. It was the fact that the graves were of so-called giants. Now, they wouldn't be considered giants by modern standards, but the remains that were found were of people who were more than 6 feet tall. Nearly each of them were huge in height and size, almost similar to the giants we see on the screen. Researchers discovered 205 graves in total, and all of them were buried under houses. According to the official report, around 104 houses had these giant graves underneath. What's even more disturbing is the fact that around 20 sacrificial pits were also found. Their purpose is a complete mystery. None of the remains have been identified to this day, but it is said that these people were members of the Longshan culture, also known as the Black Pottery culture. Their tribe arrived in the area around 6,000 years ago and stayed for around 2,000 years. After much research, scientists have claimed that their unusual height might have been because of low population density and their intake of different food, but none of these claims have been backed up with proof. Nothing is known for sure. Now let's talk about the Karjurgan minaret. This fascinating architectural brilliance is a mystery of its own. The minaret is located in the village of Minar, Uzbekistan. The structure dates back to the 12th century and it is made entirely out of bricks. Standing at 80 feet tall, the site in its prime would have been astonishing. But now, the monument is known for the unusual angle it leans on. This brick tower has been leaning 6 degrees off-center for almost 300 years now. The craziest part is that no engineer or scientist or anyone else can figure out why the minaret is leaning. There's no ground subsidence around it, and the building has been through so much damage that people fear that it will completely fall on the side one day. Now, some believe that the tilt was intentional, but then no one can explain why a medieval architect would even think of building something like this. At that point in history, nobody was coming up with such designs. The minaret is so famous that it is featured on Uzbek currency. But here's the twist. Even though the Uzbeks have proudly made it a part of their money, the minaret can be found nowhere on any of the Uzbeks' tourist brochures. Many believe this is because of the bad condition of the minaret in real life. Not only this, but legend says that Genghis Khan himself once came to this village ready to burn it all down. But once he saw the monument, he was so impressed with its beauty that he burned everything down but the structure. It's that beautiful. Still, the mystery remains. Why does the tower lean? This magnificent tower holds up a ton of unanswered questions. Last but certainly not the least, let's talk about the farmer who discovered an ancient animal body part. An Argentine farmer was busy taking his evening stroll back in 2015, but while walking around his property, he came across something unique. To him, it appeared to be like a dinosaur egg. From what he could see, the surface was dark and rough. But the truth was far more amazing. The farmer decided to dig and extract the object from its place, but since the unknown object was buried too deep, it took the farmer a lot of time to get it out of its place. Even after taking it out, the farmer couldn't figure out what the object was, so he decided to get the authorities involved. A team of authorities reached the place and started their research. After a few days, it was claimed that this wasn't a dinosaur egg. It was in fact a part of the body of an animal that lived 10,000 years ago, an animal called glyptodont. Turns out these animals use their hard shells as a form of defense. But what's shocking is the fact that even after all these years, the shell was still strong. The scientists then decided to weigh it. This particular shell was heavy, so much so that it weighed several kilograms. I mean, if the shell was that heavy, imagine how huge the animal must have been. Scary to even think about, right? This discovery just proved how much history of the world is still hidden underneath. Well, that's it from my side today, folks. Do comment down and let me know what you people think. Which discovery is leaving you interested today? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mysterious true stories like these.